Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and today it's the fourth League One show on the channel. So there's some big games that came up yesterday and on Saturday, so we'll be discussing them and for how the league table has gone, has shaped up, as there's been quite a few changes, and we'll also be discussing the upcoming games for League One, as most teams only have 4 games left coming up. So on the panel tonight, we are joined with Ozzy. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Came on last week, but for anyone that doesn't know and didn't watch last week, just tell us a bit about yourself, what you do on your channel.
So I go and watch like my local team Yeovil in the National League.
Yeah, and what do you do on your channel?
Yeah, mostly it's Yeovil vlog and post a little bit.
Yeah, and we're joined also with Willis Vlogs. Will, how are you, mate?
I'm not too bad, mate. How are you? You right?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. So yeah, just tell us what you do on your channel as well.
Yeah, so I do a few for my local team, St. Neots, on Instagram, but I do vlogs on YouTube as well, for obviously QPR and Posh, Emma Peterborough.
Yeah, and what got you into vlogging? You know, how did it all start?
I just like really enjoyed football and wanted a place where I could view my opinion and stuff, and I just really enjoy it. I'm glad I started it.
Yeah, 100%. And everyone that's watching, make sure you go and subscribe to both channels. Links will all be in the descriptions. So, starting today, we're going to come on to the game that happened yesterday. It finished Port Vale 1, Rotherham 0. So it was a massive game in that relegation battle. It did seem like whoever lost that game was pretty much down. If we look at the table, it's Port Vale 14 points away from 20th, which is what you need to stay up. And it's put Rotherham still in 22nd on 37 points. They look down and out of it now. As for Northampton as well, they actually could go down this week if Blackpool, Burton and Exeter all win. Then Northampton will be down. So that is interesting. And it's probably one of the first times that a team above 24th has gone down first, because Vale have obviously got 2 games in hand over Northampton. So it was a great result for Vale yesterday. Will, what are your thoughts on that game yesterday?
Well, I think it's a really good 3 points because obviously you played Chelsea. I'm like looking at that game, Chelsea, and I'm thinking you got thrashed 7-0. I mean, I know you're expecting to lose, but when you're in a relegation battle, I didn't know if that was gonna, to have different dynamic into the league. But you showed against a Rotherham side that are poor as well, that you grinded that win out in the end, and that's really what you got to keep doing if you want to stay in the league. You've got to find a way. But yeah, it's interesting. When you were saying that Northampton could go down, I was like, I don't think Port Vale could go down this weekend because obviously they've got the 2 games in hand. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that. But that'd be interesting if that does happen. That'll be a good trivia question in the years to come.
Yeah, it definitely will be.
But yeah, I think I mean I didn't really watch the game. I watched a few bits of the game. I think you played well, and obviously I watched your vlog as well. So I think it was I think it's a good 3 points, and I don't know who you've got on Saturday, but if you've got a team around you, you should get another 3 points to make the season interesting.
Yeah, so no game on Saturday actually, as Stockport's progression in the Virtue Trophy. So coming on to kind of that Northampton, so obviously you said just touched on Northampton now. So the gap between Blackpool and Northampton is 13 points. Northampton have got 5 games left. If Burton, Blackpool, Exeter, and I think Wigan were all to win, then Northampton would be down. But I mean, it doesn't look likely that all them teams will win, so they should be safe for a week. They actually don't play on Saturday as well due to Luton's progression in the Virtue Trophy, so they'll have to wait till Wednesday to play. So
Against
if
Luton.
if all them teams win, then that it comes down to Luton to see if they'll
God, they'd
go
love to
down.
send
But,
Northampton down, wouldn't they?
yeah, I know, definitely would.
But then again,
Um,
Northampton want a bit of revenge, don't they? From
Yeah, they do,
them
don't they?
in the Virtue, yeah.
So if you do come on to Luton, we're talking about them now, form has been fantastic from Luton. They look down and out of it in the top 6, but they've definitely climbed up and have a decent chance to get into that top 6, only 3 points off. But I think everywhere in the league it's dead interesting. I mean, apart from the top 2, which is, well, I'll say pretty much all settled. Cardiff and Bradford, the gap's closed really closed the last time
I'd love
we had
Cardiff not to get
we had
up.
a
I'd
look.
love Luton to not get the playoffs as well. I mean, I know some family that support Luton, but it'd still be good.
Yeah.
And obviously they beat Posh, didn't they, as well?
Yeah. So we'll bring you in, Ozzy, now, and we'll come back to the relegation battle. The last time we talked about this was last week. Obviously, Wigan were in that 20th spot, and they picked up quite well. Burton have dropped down a little bit. Exeter is still in that relegation zone. The bottom 3 teams kind of seem to be down and out, unless I'd say out of them 3 teams, Vale have got the most chance of staying up with our games in hand, and looking at our form, 2 wins out of 5, isn't bad. But let's just get your summary of the bottom 10, would you say? Because they've all got a chance in going down.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you guys, I think you guys have 2 games in hand, like Port Vale have 2 games in hands. That would take you up to, if you win both, it could take you up to 40 points. Which, if Rotherham and Northampton did both of theirs, you guys could go up to 22nd. And yeah, I mean, they're all still in with a chance at going down, as you said. Personally, I think Rotherham are out after a loss to you guys last night. You played, from the bits I've seen, yeah, you guys played. I mean, well, you've played quite well, I think. And yeah, as Willis said, yeah, after the Chelsea game, your players could have got very tired.
Yeah.
So to bounce back from that, like a fraction of a 7-0, to get to beating a fellow like relegation rival like guys, I think you guys did quite well, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, as I say, it was a really good win for the Vale. And yeah, as for Rotherham, they're 11 points from safety, 18 points they can still pick up. It doesn't look likely for them. But I think the team that 100% will go down is Northampton. They just look so bad. I think they're worse than Rotherham for me. I said I don't think Vale are the worst team in the league. I do think we are the 3rd worst team in the league. I think Rotherham and Northampton are worse than us. And with our coming up, we've got an interesting schedule. So we've got Barnsley on a Tuesday night. I mean, the next week is going to be one. It's going to be a very hectic week of games. So we've got Barnsley at home on a Tuesday night. Then we've got Peterborough away on a Thursday night. That's your team, Will. We'll come on to that one soon.
Lovely, mate.
Then we've got Wigan on a Sunday. I mean, 3 games in a week is crazy. Then we've got Cardiff on a Wednesday, Plymouth on the Saturday, Stockport on the Tuesday, and then we've got Lincoln at home to finish the season off. Them 7 games are all happening in about 2 weeks. It's crazy. So it is kind of about giving the players the right rests and breaks. Seeing which players suit from having breaks from whatever game we're playing. I think Rotherham, we rested Ben Waine, and I think he came on and he looked good, and I think he'll be starting for the Barnsley game, which Barnsley will be a step up from Rotherham. And obviously looking at them, we've got 3 games there that are all very winnable. 2 mid-table teams, a relegation threatened Wigan. We've got Cardiff, who are probably not playing for much, as they're comfortably in second, unless they were to go on a bit of bad form. Plymouth, Stockport, and Lincoln, though, will all be tough games, I think. So it's about winning them 3 games. If we can win them 3 games, we put us in a good position, and hopefully, other teams will lose and drop points. So we're gonna get away from Vale now. We're gonna come on to a bit higher up, and we're gonna come on to Exeter's win. Actually, it was a really good win for Exeter on Saturday. A comfortable 3-0 win against Doncaster, who look to be maybe in around the relegation zone as well now. 2 goals from Jaden Wareham. Let's get your thoughts on that one, Willis.
Yeah, I mean it's a great win for Exeter. That's obviously going to keep the hopes alive, and I just think that relegation battle as well is quite interesting because I think I said before we came on that anyone till about 12th could potentially go down still, which is nuts. And I think League One, because obviously I watched quite a bit with Peterborough, I think it's one of the most inconsistent leagues, I think, at the minute. Because, and it just goes to show. And I'll go back. I know we're talking about Exeter, but I will go back onto Vale quickly if that's all right.
Yeah.
And your manager did say about the schedule, and he said they should have extended the season a bit. And players just don't get the time off, do they? Well, the time, do they? And I think 3 games within a week is a bit harsh. But then again, obviously you get Saturday off, don't you? So wait up a bit. So that's quite fortunate. And because all of your League One games seem to get called off for some reason at the minute. But Exeter though, it's a great win, and what it does, it just drags other teams in, and I think that's what you want, really. With Vale, you want as many teams in that relegation battle as possible, and I think as well Northampton are dead and buried. I watched them against Peterborough twice, and when we played them the first time, they were actually doing all right. They probably have gone from about playoff contenders to serious relegation strugglers, and I think they will go down, no doubt about it. The loss against Wigan looked so disheartened. It did look like a team that had probably accepted relegation. Like you said, they could be down by the time they next play. That Doncaster game with Exeter. When I watched them against Peterborough, I didn't think they drew 3-3, but they had a striker. He scored a hat trick within 9 minutes, and without him, that is the only way you're going to stay up with a striker like that. I don't know if you can check that. I can't remember what his name was, but
was it Jaden Wareham?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he scored on Saturday, didn't he?
Yeah, he scored 2. Yeah.
Again, look, 5 goals there. That is, if they are going to stay up, it's because of that guy Weir.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, he's a very important player for Exeter. And as I actually do agree, I do think they probably would have gone down if he wasn't there, but they obviously can still go down. As they are 2 points from safety with only 4 games to play. Most teams have got 4 games to play. It's like it's looking at what everyone's got, average around 40, 41, but there's teams who have got 42, there's 39, 39, 39. So, it's about getting them equal, and then the last game of the season, we'll see what happens. But I wouldn't want to extend the season because I feel like then, if we somehow had a chance of staying up in the last game of the season I'd rather everyone play first instead of,
Oh yeah, I think that's why they've done it, because
yeah,
I think you only extend the season if there's nothing really on it, is there?
yeah.
That's what Southend are doing. I think Southend are extending their season because they've got a few games to fill in, but they'll be in the playoffs and them teams to be mid-table. But yeah, I think looking at that bottom 4, if I was to put a prediction, could I put a prediction on who to go down? Or
Yeah. Let's put, we'll get yours first, then we'll get Aussie's next.
I'd go. Definitely Northampton. They'll be down before Vale probably,
Yeah,
and then I mean Vale have got that chance, haven't they? They've got that with them games in hand. That is what is keeping the hope, I think.
yeah, definitely.
And with the performance yesterday, I thought you played quite well. You got the win, but I would probably say Vale in the end. But again, I don't think you'll finish bottom. I think Northampton will. And then Rotherham will go down. And then it's... I think Burton.
Mm.
I don't know why, but I think Burton. I think they will go down because they've been knocking on the door for a few seasons now. I think that Weir will get them. And then Blackpool. It's between Blackpool and Burton. I don't think Exeter will go down. I know I do make some bold predictions and probably get them wrong, but yeah, I think
So-
Exeter. I think Exeter stay up.
So you've put Northampton, Rotherham, then it's Vale next. Did you put?
Yeah, I think Vale will finish 22nd because they've
Yeah,
got the games in hand. They'll probably get something out of Peterborough. They'll get something out of. Did you say Barnsley on Tuesday?
yeah, Barnsley, yeah.
And then because then you've got Lincoln. Well, Lincoln should be. They should have be on the beach, shouldn't they? By then with their title, so
Yeah.
they should be champions by then. So and Stockport should be in the play. So it's still on, but I think when you're chasing points, you're down to lose one at some point, and and yeah, that's just what I think. I mean, hopefully we get that great escape. That would be incredible. I always want.
Wow.
Yeah, Vale Park would be, wouldn't it? I don't know. Are you at home on the last day or away?
Yeah, home last day.
Yeah, to do that on the last day would be something, and I think
It'll
that would just
probably
sum up your
it'll
season,
probably be
wouldn't
the best. What's it called? The best Great Escape in history, I think.
it? Yeah. Well, I'm all for that. I always want that team that look dead and buried to go and stay up.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good, isn't it? Aussie, coming on to your prediction now. Aussie, you there, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I do see Vale going down, but I mean, I think Rotherham last, then Northampton, then I think Vale in 22nd. It's a tough one. Sorry, Brummy. I think Burton are gonna go down. Yeah, I think Exeter will stay up. And looking at the form, I mean, yeah, just Northampton. Last 5 games, all losses. And I think Blackpool. I think their form last 5 games, 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. I think that'll, if they keep up that kind of 3 wins, maybe. I think they'll stay up. Wigan, Doncaster, Wimbledon, all the other teams. I think they'll stay up quite comfortably.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if I had to say my final prediction, I think it'd be Rotherham, Northampton, Port Vale, and then Burton in 21st, with
Yeah,
all the others surviving on the final day.
Yeah, so I feel like we're all going in a similar pattern. That bottom three, I think we all know who the bottom three are going to be. I'm going to go for Northampton, then Rotherham, then Vale. Then I'm going to go for Exeter to finish in that 21st spot. If we have a look at Exeter's next 4 games, have a look.
Oh, you had to show
They've got
Cambridge, didn't you?
I know. Wasn't even the right season.
God, that's ruined my mood now. I want to go now.
Yeah, so they've got Plymouth in a feisty derby, so anything can happen in that one. Stockport will be a tough one. Then they've got a massive game. Wow. Burton v Exeter, what a game that'll be. And then they've got Bradford, which will be a tough game. Plymouth Exeter, anything can happen with that one. I feel like they can get points in that one.
Plymouth blowing hot and cold, don't they? And it's obviously, the derby as well, so.
Yeah, that'll definitely come into play. And then Stockport and Bradford, I feel like they won't get any points out of them. But Burton, depending what if they'll still have a chance in staying up at that point, I have no idea which team I'd want to win. It just depends where the teams are at that time. A draw would be decent, but obviously the gap would, if one of them were 20th, then the gap would go a point and go to an extra point. Because obviously Vale, even though we're 24th, we're still chasing 20th because that's the points gap, and we obviously can't really afford Blackpool to get in any points or Burton, So coming on to Wigan, Burton, Blackpool's next 4 games, with Wigan having 5. We'll come on to Wigan's. So they've got 5 games. And their games seem to be very lucky. They've got Mansfield, Rotherham, Port Vale, AFC Wimbledon, Stevenage. 5 very winnable games there. Rotherham and Vale are games that they definitely should be winning. Mansfield and AFC Wimbledon, 2 mid-table teams that they should be beating. And Stevenage, who are very inconsistent. So, looks good for Wigan. I think they need 3 wins out of them 5 and they're safe.
I think.
Coming on
Yeah, I think you couldn't really. You couldn't get any easier, could you, for them?
No, I know. They are very lucky.
Yeah.
Right, coming on to Burton's now. They've got 4 games. So they've got AFC Wimbledon, Peterborough, Exeter and Leyton Orient. So it's not the toughest. They've got 2 mid-table teams, but that could all change. They've got Leyton Orient, who are around about the relegation zone, I think around 17th, 18th, and they've got a big game against Exeter. So they've got quite an I wouldn't say easy, but not the hardest, but not the easiest. It's okay. They're winnable games. There. So coming on to Blackpool. To be fair, before this I haven't actually looked to see which games they've got. So I really hope Blackpool have got tough games.
They got Peterborough obviously on.
Yeah, they got Peterborough. So they've got Peterborough, Wickham, Leyton Orient, and Reading. So out of all them 4 teams, these have got the toughest in my opinion. Wickham and Reading will be tough games.
But when you're in a relegation battle, then it seems like they go and win a game.
Sorry, what was that, mate?
I was saying, normally when you're in a relegation battle, when you come to this end of the season, a team look dead and buried. I mean, obviously Blackpool don't, but when they're in a relegation battle, you've you always seem to. There's always that team that always seem when they're a biggish club like Blackpool aren't a League Two club, are they?
No.
You normally go, yeah, Blackpool are going to get a result against, Leyton Orient or Reading because it is quite a tough. Well, they're all in the 12, aren't they? Them teams, so
Yeah.
it's going to be, it's the hardest out of the lot. But I generally don't think Blackpool are a League Two club, so I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be weird seeing Blackpool in League Two if they were going down. But out of them 4 teams we've discussed, obviously these have got the toughest games. But looking at it, I don't think they've got that tough game. I don't think they've got. I'd say tough games. I'd say Wickham are inconsistent. Leyton Orient is 100% winnable game.
Yeah, they're winning.
Peterborough,
they're all
think they
winnable,
probably
aren't they,
get a point. Yeah. And then
I
Reading.
think they
is
get a
tough
point
game.
easy. Like I'm always very positive about Peterborough, but when now the season's just nothing really. I mean, they're not safe, but I think they'll be fine.
Yeah. And if we have a look at Doncaster, because, they're above, we may as well have a look. They've got 5 games. They've got Reading, Northampton, Lincoln, Stevenage and Peterborough. Looking at that, you never know. These might actually go down.
Northampton should be a cricket score, shouldn't it?
I know. It should be 5 or 6. They're rubbish. But looking at them, they've got Reading, Lincoln. They probably will seal the title then as well, Lincoln. So Reading, Lincoln, Stevenage will be tough games. Peterborough, I think, wherever abouts you are, if you're mid-table, then I think if Doncaster have something to play for, then I think they will win. But if you are both in that relegation battle, then it should be a really good game, that one. But I think Peterborough should be fine.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I think one win will be fine, I think. But if we don't get anything against Blackpool, then I think the fans will start getting a bit worried. Everyone thinks, because Peterborough fans are delusional, they all still think playoffs, but no, never. They're 11, 13 points. So everyone thinks we're home and dry on the beach. It's a perfect opportunity against Blackpool, isn't it, to be on the beach. But I think we could get dragged into it.
Yeah, as you say, you've got 6 games left. You've got, I think, Port Vale, Burton, Mansfield, Doncaster, all 4 games there. Should be winning, I think. I think you should, I think you're better than them 4 teams. And I think all you need is 2 wins, and I think you'd be safe. But obviously, it will be a nervy watch if you do lose to Blackpool, and then obviously come Vale.
And other teams like we've discussed. Yeah, I think by the time we next talk, it'll be Wednesday, but I think Peterborough could be in the equation. You never know, especially if they lose to Vale as well.
I know, and we're rubbish.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
We'll be parking the bus and playing the long ball. That's what we'll be doing.
Yeah.
We're dreadful. But right. Ozzy, we'll get you in this a little bit more. Coming up to 11th and above. Between 11th and 12th, there's a 6-point gap. Coming up to 11th and above now. We've got all these teams who have got a chance in getting into that top 6. I think Wickham have still got a chance, but they've only got 4 games left. It looks unlikely, and the form hasn't been great. Been the worst out of them top 11 teams. So I would probably say the top 10 still all have a chance, unless let's have a look at Wickham's last 4 games. So they play Huddersfield, Blackpool, Lincoln, and Rotherham. Oh, never mind. They've got Rotherham. That's a 3 points. That's easy 3 points. I think Blackpool as well is a team that they should be beating. So that's two 2 wins he should be getting, and Huddersfield Lincoln. Lincoln have already won that title by then. So, I'd actually, looking at them games, I'd still put them with a chance, but they definitely can't slip up. Ozzy, looking at this table then, what are your thoughts on it? Last time we talked, you gave your top 6 predictions. Has it changed in any way, shape, or form?
If I can see anything at the moment, I think Bradford will kind of stay where they are instead of where I put them last time.
Yeah.
Lincoln, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. Who knows with Cardiff? Cardiff, they could slip up into the playoffs. With 7 points between Cardiff and Bradford. That's 9 points realistically where Bradford could get up into second without any losses from Cardiff. Yeah, I mean, I can still see Cardiff getting second. I think it's very obvious with Lincoln then Cardiff. I think Bradford will stay where they are. Bolton, I mean, if they slip up, who knows at this point. I think they could drop down to maybe 5th or 6th. But yeah, who knows with Bolton. Yeah. Stockport, looking at the final 4 games of the season, obviously they got Luton in the Virtu Trophy. Wimbledon, I mean, it could be a winnable game. Yeah, probably a winnable game for Stockport. Exeter, another winnable game. Mansfield, I'd say it's winnable. Peterborough, yeah, I think the Posh, yet again, I think Stockport could win that. Obviously, Port Vale, another probably winnable game for Stockport. And then Barnsley, yet again, I would still say Stockport. They can. Personally, I think Stockport could easily win their next few games. Not easy. Yeah, I think Stockport could either make it up to 3rd or 4th. I think they are. Stockport, I think, will be safe. Yeah, Stevenage, I think they'll still stay up. So if I had to probably predict, I'd say Lincoln, Cardiff, then Bradford, then no, Lincoln, Cardiff, Stockport, Bradford, Bolton, and then probably Plymouth, because I think they'll win against Exeter. Their form's been alright, 3 wins out of their last 5. Yeah, obviously the derby. Then Wimbledon, winnable. Bradford's going to be a tough one. They could lose that. And then obviously Port Vale, winnable. Northampton, winnable. Yeah, I mean, Plymouth will destroy Northampton by the way they play. So I think Plymouth could possibly... Yeah, I think Plymouth will do it with maybe only 1 loss. And that might be coming to Bradford. But yeah, I think Plymouth will get that 6th place as I just think they could. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, appreciate your top 6 predictions, and now we are going to come on to this week's predictions. Last week we didn't do it. I thought, this week having Will come on, I think it'll be a good time to do it. Let's just get the League One up. Will, are you there, mate? Yeah, we'll just wait for him. Come on.
Muted.
Right, so we're going to give our predictions for the games happening on Saturday. Right, let's get my notes up. We're going to start off. Well, I mean, Lincoln Leyton Orient. Lincoln already secured promotion? Will that kind of play in their head? Will Leyton Orient cause a bit of an upset? Will, we'll start with you. Prediction for this one. Score prediction for this game.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's toying me with a Lincoln win is obviously they're going to be absolute in party mood, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sinkelbank is going to be rocking, and yeah, will they delay them? Obviously, the title, but I'm going to go 3-1 Lincoln.
3-1 Lincoln seems a good
Yes.
prediction. That Ozzy, coming on to you next. What's your prediction for the game?
Leyton Orient still have to play to stay up, so I think it's obviously a crucial game for Leyton Orient. Not sure if Lincoln can win the league that day, either. But I do think it will be closer than people think. I think it could be 2-1 Lincoln.
2-1 Lincoln for that game. I'm actually in agreement with you two. I do think Lincoln will win, and I'm in agreement with Will as well. I'm going to also go for a 3-1 win.
Nice.
So moving on to the Plymouth Exeter game. Well, this could go anyway. It could be a 0-0, it could be a 4-4. I mean, Will, starting with you, what a game this will be. Your thoughts on this one and prediction?
I mean, I watched the reverse fixture. I can't remember what the result was, but I do know that it did put pressure on Cleverley, and Plymouth were in awful. But since the turn of the year, they've been fantastic, Plymouth.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
obviously now they've got a chance of staying up and going into them playoffs. I think they will sneak in, but then obviously that striker where he might nick a goal. But I'm going to go Plymouth. Them Greens, they're a bit sticky with their form. They do blow on hot and cold, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 Plymouth win.
2-1 Plymouth win. I mean, what scenes that'll be at Home Park. Ozzy, your prediction next.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of similar to Will. It can go anyway. Exeter need to stay up. They'll be up for it. I know their drummer will probably go mental if they win. Plymouth, yeah. I still think Plymouth will go. Will get playoffs. So I will have to go. Same as Will. 2-1 Plymouth.
2-1 Plymouth. I'm gonna go a more low scoring game. I'm gonna go 1-0 Plymouth, and we're gonna go Tolai with the goal. Unfortunately, feel like he'll sneak one, and I really hope he doesn't. Right, coming on to a big game as well. Cardiff being very inconsistent up against a good Bolton side. Will, starting off with you, prediction for this one.
Well, yeah, you touched on that, haven't you? They are very inconsistent, and at one point in the season, I think everyone thought they'd do a Birmingham, but that hasn't been the case, and that just goes to show because you're Cardiff, because you're a team that's come down, doesn't mean you're going to go straight back up. It's interesting because they do actually have a hard running, I think, but is this the game where Bolton, drop off and just get ready for the playoffs and Cardiff do finally find that win? I'm going to go 2-1 Cardiff.
2-1 Cardiff. Yeah, as I say, this one could go anyway. Your prediction for this one, Ozzy?
All right, so looking at their form, both teams have only won one in the last 5. I think very entertaining, boring. As I said, Bolton could just set up playoffs now. And Cardiff all kind of just Bradford. I think this could be very, very low scoring. I think this could be a 0-0.
Oh, a 0-0 game. Always 8 0 game, usually very boring. For me, I'm going to go, as I say, low scoring, but not as low scoring as you. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Bolton win. So coming on to Bradford Stevenage, 3 o'clock kickoff. Both teams in need of a win to cement their place in the top six. Massive game. We'll start with you and your prediction.
Um, Bradford Stevenage. Well, Stevenage on the back of that great win that cemented them a little bit in the playoffs. They've got that 2-point cushion. Well, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? But but Bradford, they're probably the only team that probably could catch Cardiff now. So I think 2-0 Bradford.
2-0 Bradford. What a win for Bradford that'd be. And that'd probably cement their position in the top six. Ozzy, your prediction for this one?
Yeah, so obviously, Stevenage. Playoffs. As I've said, Stevenage can't really afford a loss, otherwise they'll drop out of the playoffs. Bradford, I still think they'll comfortably get playoffs. I think Stevenage will be up for it a little bit more, so I'm going to go 2-1 Stevenage.
2-1 Stevenage. What a win that'd be for Stevenage, and look a bit. It'll tighten things up as well if Bradford did lose. This one's interesting. I'm not sure which one this will go, but I'm going to go for a 2-0 Bradford win. I think they will comfortably win. For me, I'm going to go the same as Will on this one. Another big game as well, Huddersfield-Wycombe. If Wycombe lose, there's no chance of them getting into the playoffs anymore. If Huddersfield lose, I feel like there's not a chance that they'll get into the playoffs as well. So both teams have to win. Neither can afford to slip up. Starting off with you, Will, what are your thoughts on this one? You there, Will?
Yeah, I'm still there. Huddersfield Wycombe. Interesting because, from about 12, anyone can get in the playoffs, but they are so inconsistent. Them teams, every week, one or two, and this is where we're at with Huddersfield Wycombe. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Sorry, mate, what was that?
I went for 1-1. Huddersfield Wycombe.
1-1, alright. Sorry, I was just...
Sorry.
Something happened. Right, Ozzy, your prediction for this game today, on Saturday?
As you said, both teams really, if they probably
Lincoln are promoted.
They might not actually have to worry that much. But I feel like, Wycombe lose this, the playoffs for them. I think it could be a high-scoring game. I don't really know why I said that, but anyway, I think it could be 2-2.
2-2. Sounds an interesting game then. Just 2-2. For me, I'm going to go for a 1-0 Huddersfield win. Feel like Huddersfield will keep their promotion top six hopes alive. So, we've got 5 games left, and I'm a bit stuck for time because I've got a StreamYard plan that's limited to 2 hours a month. So I've got about 5 or 6 more minutes, so we're going to have to race through these. So Burton AFC Wimbledon. Your prediction on that one, Will?
Yeah, I'll go short and sweet then. Burton, obviously, I think they're going to get sucked into it. Wimbledon are mid-table, aren't they? I'm going to go 1-0 Wimbledon.
1-0 Wimbledon. That'll be good for the Vale. Ozzy, your prediction, mate?
Said about so we'll keep it quite short. Wimbledon will quite comfortably win this too.
Sorry, what was that, mate?
2-0. 2-0.
2-0 AFC Wimbledon. Yep, so 2-0 AFC Wimbledon. I'm going to go for... Yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-1 AFC Wimbledon win. Be quite a close one for me. Coming on to the Blackpool-Peterborough game. Will, your thoughts on this one and prediction?
Yeah, this is right up my street, this prediction, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's one you've been waiting for.
yeah, I've been waiting. I actually think Blackpool are going to win this. I'm not going to be biased, and I'm going to go 2-1 Blackpool.
2-1 Blackpool, not a good result for Vale.
No, yeah, that's just what I'm thinking.
We definitely need you to win this one. Ozzy, your prediction, mate?
Yeah. For the sake of Vale, I'll go 1-0 Peterborough.
1-0 Peterborough.
I've not actually seen a Peterborough away win.
Oh no, I'm not feeling very confident now.
No.
For the game, I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go 2-1 Peterborough. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Peterborough win. Coming on to the Rotherham Barnsley game. Will, your thoughts on this one?
0-0. I think it's got 0-0 written all over it. Yeah, them two teams at the minute, nothing excites me.
Yeah.
But
your
then
thoughts,
it'll
Ozzy?
probably be 4-3 or something, won't it?
Yeah, I know. Ozzy, your thoughts on this game, Rotherham Barnsley?
I would have said it's a dead rubber game for both sides, but Barnsley could still get sucked into it. I'd say Rotherham yet again are down and out. I do think Barnsley will get away with a win. I think it'll be 1-0 Barnsley.
1-0 Barnsley. I'm on the same page as well. I think it's got 0-0 written all over it. This is the game for me, where it is. For me, it is my 0-0. Then we'll come on to Wigan Mansfield. Big game. Score prediction, Will.
Another one, really, but I don't want to fall in the pattern of 0-0, so I'm going to go 1-0 Mansfield.
1-0 Mansfield. Ozzy, prediction for this one?
Kind of same path, Mansfield. It's just nothing excites me about this one. I still think Wigan will be safe quite comfortably. I'll go 1-0 Mansfield, like Will.
1-0 Mansfield. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go 2-1 Mansfield. So we're all in agreement that Mansfield are going to win. Doncaster Reading is the last one. Prediction for this one. Starting with Will.
Reading to win this one 2-0, and I think that'll keep their season going nicely.
Yeah, I agree. Ozzy, your prediction for this one?
But an absolute thrashing from Reading, to be honest. I think it'll be 3-4-0. I'll go 3-0.
3-0. The biggest, one of the biggest results you predicted. For me, I think this is the game. Obviously, I think there'll be one game in this That'll be a high-scoring one. This is the game for me. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go for a 3-3 draw.
So
Quality.
I mean,
That's what we
what a
want.
prediction if you got that right. Huh? So,
God,
we've
you'd
got
be
about
able to
2
move to
minutes.
Ibiza, wouldn't you?
I know. Gonna have to play. Gonna have to play the Super Six.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 minutes left. We will on Wednesday. If you are joining, or I'll just send you a message. I'll give you what you said in your predictions, and we'll see how many you got correct. I'll make sure, but just before that, I'll mark all of them and see how many you got right.
Mhm.
Let's just hope that we at least
gonna-
got one right. But I kind of do see that I've definitely
Can I
got
just
zero.
say? Can I
What were
just
you gonna
say
say,
something
Will?
on
Sorry.
the Cup final, Stockport Luton? On the
Oh
Stockport
yeah,
Luton, can I just say something about that? Or
Oh yeah. Go on.
I just think, yeah. Sorry. I think Stockport will win this one. I mean, Luton are in good form, but they've got good fans as well. They backed them to the end, so I think it'll be quite an interesting cup final. But yeah, I think Stockport will come out on that, and that'll probably top off a good season for them.
I'm actually thinking a Luton win. I'm thinking a
Luton,
2-0
yeah.
Luton
Well, they won there
win.
last time, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
I agree with Mason. 2-0 Luton.
So you're in favour of
Yeah.
Stockport, us two in favour of Luton. That'll be an interesting one as well. So
Yeah, I mean, I want to back.
Go on, sorry.
Sorry, yeah, I want to back Luton because I know a few people that support them, but yeah, 2-1 Stockport.
2-1 Stockport. Well, that comes to the end of the show. Really appreciate you guys coming on, and we'll hopefully be having you on more in the future.
Mhm.
Thank you, mate, for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mason.
And let's just hope we can keep the show called the League One Show. I mean, doesn't seem
Yeah.
likely with Vale going down. But fingers crossed, still keeping the hope. And good luck to Peterborough for their game against Blackpool. Really need
Thank you,
Peterborough
mate.
win.
Yeah, you do. I think, yeah, it's going to go either way. Definitely, for sure. It's not going to be a draw.
Yeah. So thank you, boys, for coming on. Like and subscribe. And up the Vale.